Okay, Mrs. Smith, thank you for coming to see me. So you've got a student with excessive disruptiveness in your classroom. Can you tell me more about the concerns you have for his behavior?
Yes, Mr. Applegate. He's taking up all my teaching time. He's constantly rocking in his chair and won't raise his hand, just blurts out answers, and it keeps me constantly focused on him, and I can't teach my class.
Okay, so just kind of walk me through what that disruptiveness would look like when you say talking without permission,
Blurting out answers.
blurring out answers. Okay, and just in general, just talking without permission.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So tell me, which behavior would you find that's most inappropriate for your classroom setting? Is it going to be the talking without permission, the rocking in the chair? Which one's bothering you the most?
Right now, the talking without permission is bothering
Talking without
me the
permission.
most.
All right. How often does that occur?
Every day.
Every day.
Every day that he's in my classroom.
How?
All through my teaching period.
All throughout your class?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any particular time where it's more often than others?
No, it's whenever he comes in my class. He comes in after lunch, and he's all hyped up, and he's like a rabbit with his hands jumping up.
Okay. What do you do typically when this behavior occurs?
I tell him to wait his turn, politely.
Politely. Okay. And what's his response?
Sometimes he will, sometimes he doesn't.
Okay. When he's doing this, what's the response to the other students?
They're laughing at him and snickering and telling on him.
Telling on him. And when that happens, what's the student's response?
He gets mad.
He gets mad.
He gets very mad.
Okay.
And then it escalates.
What does he do when that happens?
Starts rocking in his chair even more, banging on the desk.
Okay. Okay. So, so we've got talking without permission and rocking in the chair and banging on the desk. Loud enough to where it's disrupting your class, it's disrupting the work of the other students. Why do you think he's doing these things?
I don't know if it's impulsive or to draw attention to himself. I think it's mostly to draw attention to himself, and I think he needs to be in counseling to find out why he needs the constant attention.
Why he needs constant? Okay. As far as work goes, is he doing it during work when you hand out different kinds of work?
Only if we do it in small groups.
So he acts out when there's small groups?
No, that's the only time he doesn't act out.
Oh, he doesn't act out during small groups.
Yes, if I just hand out paperwork and say, here, do this, this is due today, then he doesn't get half of it done.
He doesn't have it. And then that's when the rocking, the banging, and the talking without permission. As far as rocking goes, is he bringing both legs up and then bringing the chair back down, or rocking back and forth in the audible motion where it's disrupting others?
Bringing the two front legs up and then dropping them on the floor so that they're making a noise.
Making a noise?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Very good. All right. When would you... All right, and you said that the student appropriately behaves when we're in a small group setting?
Yes.
Okay, so he's working well with others?
2 to 3. No more than 2 to 3.
What happens if there's more than 2 to 3?
Then it gets totally disruptive because, again, he wants the attention and he's talking out loud over the other students.
Okay. So what we need to do is, in your classroom, what you would like to see is a student raising his hand, getting permission to speak, and to sit at his desk and working quietly.
Yes.
Without disrupting the others.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Do you have any ideas on what you would like to do, on the best way to approach this?
I'd like for the student to come talk to you and see if you and him can't come to a mutual understanding of what needs to be done.
Okay. That definitely sounds like a really good intervention. Before we can start that process, I need to get the ball rolling on this by just digging down and getting to know the student better. Right now, I've got to go into my own procedures where I can get to know the student, check into his background, see what's going on with parents, get a parent's point of view, and just gather all the information I can on the student, get to know them the best I can, and then we can start thinking about interventions such as counseling and things like that. You and I will, I'll stay in contact with you, and we'll just come up with a plan together. Okay?
That sounds good, Mr. Applegate.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.